Hello, my fellow crest-wearing companions, and welcome back to another episode of Extra Time, the U.S. men's national team soccer podcast. I'm Tim, and in this episode, we're going to take a look at the World Cup schedule, but for a different reason. Let's say you're tight on vacation time, you're not really sure what days of a week you want to take off. Gosh, you only have so much time. Well, we're going to break down the days, the games, and if you had to prioritize with your limited amount of vacation time or availability, which days are absolute, you cannot miss, you absolutely have to watch every single one of these, to the days where, it's really not that big of a deal. You could probably just catch the highlights and you won't miss a thing. All of that is coming up on this episode. So if you're like me, when the World Cup comes out, you want to watch as many games as you can, and you're going to do things that you maybe shouldn't do during work or you wouldn't have done on any other day because you absolutely have to watch these games. And so on my drive home today, I was thinking to myself, what days do I want to call off from work or request off from work so that I can watch the best soccer games that I absolutely can? Well, I went through so that you didn't have to. And we're going to review day by day all of the games that are playing, and we're going to rank them so that you know if you only had so many days to request off, what days would you do this? Now, if you're somebody living in the United States, there's a really good chance that you probably don't have to request at least a lot of days or time off of work because the games at the earliest start at 1 p.m. and on average are at 3, 6, 9, and then games at midnight. Now, obviously, if the game is at midnight and you got to work early in the morning, you might be considering kind of trying to flex your schedule or take some time off. But really what matters is making sure that the days that we're getting off to watch games, if you're one of those people you're just going to park yourself in front of the television and you're just going to watch as many games as you possibly can, what are the days that we're going to do that? So we're going to head over here, okay? And we're going to check this out. Because what matters is checking out some of these games. Okay. So when the World Cup starts, there's going to be very few games. Now, if you're a United States fan, you don't have to worry about taking off this Friday, June 12th game. Right? Because the game itself is at noon. Oh my goodness. I got to move this for you guys. So you can see the times. Okay, there we go. Right? So the idea behind this is, how do I get the most bang for my buck? How do I make sure I'm watching the most games that I possibly can? Okay? So when I started looking through the groups, and this is also going to just be for group stages, okay? I mean, we'll try to kind of go in and look at some of the other future matches, but for the group stage games, right? Mexico playing South Africa. Could be an exciting game. Could be a good game. Probably should be handily Mexico, but could be a good game, right? South Korea, Czechia. Again, it's 10 o'clock at night, right? I'm not really thinking about, outside of the fact that this is the United States, these first couple, because there's not a lot of games happening during that, okay? I'm going to do it even depending on you, like working on the weekends, right? So one of the things I'm thinking about when I'm going to rank these games is not the quality of the team. I wouldn't be taking a day off just to watch France or Spain because they're France or Spain if they were playing Haiti. And I had that in some of the last World Cups. Spain's up 3-4-0 at halftime. Dude, the game is off. I got to do something else. Like, it's really like it's over. I'm not sticking around to sit here and watch these things, right? So even when I look at this, like, is this day a great set of games? Not really. I think the Brazil-Morocco game has the potential to be really, really exciting. I would love to see Haiti pull off something against Scotland. It's not really feeling that way. And then the Qatar-Switzerland game, again, really not feeling that way. Qatar didn't do great in the last one, so it's not going to be this. Then you see the same thing kind of in here, right? So we have Sunday, right? Australia-Turkey, that should be a good game. Germany-Curacao, probably not. Netherlands, Japan might be. Ivory Coast, Ecuador might be. Sweden, Tunisia might be. It's like, so not a bad day of games, but like not great. It is up there though as far as like parity of teams goes. I will say that this Sunday, this definitely has the highest likelihood for unexpected results. Right? Like this is one of the first days where it's like, okay, like I might not be able to predict what's going to happen, and it might get really, really interesting, right? Then we have days like this. Spain's probably going to blow out Cape Verde. Belgium should win against this. Uruguay should win against Saudi Arabia. I understand Saudi Arabia had the upset against the eventual World Cup winners in the last one. I totally get that. Iran should probably beat New Zealand. So again, just because I want to watch Spain, it doesn't mean I want to watch Spain play Cape Verde, right? France, Senegal, probably going to be a really good game. Iraq, Norway. I don't really know a lot about Iraq's squad. I think Norway's pretty good. Argentina, Algeria. Again, there's only 3 games. So even if the France-Senegal game was going to be great, like I would certainly love to watch this one. It is at 3 o'clock. It's certainly something that I might be considering doing. But like, is this a day that I'm going to try to take off from work, right? If I'm working second shift, or maybe you're watching this in another country and these games are, 7 a.m., 10 a.m. and something like that. Probably not. Here is like, again, some of them have like the game of the day on them, right? So like France, Senegal, gosh, just going to be a great game, right? Is France probably still going to run away with that? Yes. But the France, Senegal games are always great. They're always fantastic. But if you just went by like pure favorites, France, Norway, and Argentina are just going to win these handedly, and you're not going to get a lot of parity in these matchups. So just like on paper, not a day that I'm thinking about, right? Austria, Jordan could be, but I'm expecting Austria to win that one. But Jordan put up a lot of really good numbers. So, I mean, technically it's at midnight on this Tuesday slot. Like it's technically here, but like it's going to be happening at the end of this, right? Just so you have an idea. And then it's kind of the same thing. I don't really feel like this is going to be much of a game. This isn't going to be much of a game. This one will be, but this one won't be. So like again, I don't know. Wednesday, like do I want, right? Where's the more? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why can I not see the rest of them? Did I do something wrong? Did it get there? I don't know why it did what it did, but we're back. Okay. So then I have, yeah? Why do I feel like? No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Czechia, South Africa, Switzerland, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Canada, Qatar, Mexico, South Korea. I think this is the first day that it's like wild. Like every single one of these games is going to be great. Every single one of these games is going to be worth watching. Every single one of these games has a potential to be close. And if there was a day where it was like, okay, I'm not going to go to work solely for the fact that I just want to watch soccer games and I want to watch close soccer games that are exciting and entertaining, this is the first one that I'm going to do. I'm taking off June 18th. I think out of all of the games of the days of the week so far in the tournament, I think this is like the highlight, right? This is going to be that first one. I think Friday has really good potential, although this is a federal holiday. So like I'm going to kind of exclude it from this list because for the most part, like you're probably going to be off from work on this. Saturday, only 3 games. The games are fine. Again, like nothing crazy. I do think the Netherlands-Sweden game has the potential to be good, depending on how Germany shows up and Ivory Coast shows up. Maybe it could be, but I'm not expecting the Ecuador game to be much of anything. So like again, taking an afternoon off of work just to watch 2 soccer games. This one's close. It depends on how Sweden and the Ivory Coast show up. If both of them really just kind of crap out in their first game, then you're going to feel like, okay, Netherlands and Germany are just going to win these games and I'm not going to watch it. Right? So Tunisia, Japan, this game is going to be great. Spain, Saudi Arabia, probably not. Belgium, Iran, probably not. Uruguay, Cape Verde, probably not. New Zealand, Egypt. I mean, this one probably has a chance to be close. This is the thing that we're going to see with an expanded World Cup. You're going to have less games that the games are going to be close, but you're going to have the likelihood that you're going to have a greater likelihood in games where the teams might be closer together, right? So even though like you can't have one without the other, I guess is what I'm trying to say very poorly. Because you're more likely to have teams that are a lot closer together because you're getting more teams in the bottom of the pool of FIFA rankings, it also means that the gap between the best teams and the bottom teams is also going to be even bigger. So it's going to be better for like a Cape Verde and a Curacao to be together, but that means you still have Spain's chances to play either one of them. Not Monday. I'm looking at these games going like, no, it's not going to be Monday, right? It's probably not going to be this Tuesday. I need to go back up to the calendar now, and I need to shift it. Right? Is this the Tuesday that I just said? Yep, not going to be this Tuesday. Okay, so I think it's going to be in sections like this, right? This Wednesday, and again, it just happens to be like the same sets of groups because I think those groups got it really, really close. This Wednesday is another day that, like, I mean, yes, the reason it's so crazy is because this is like the final day. So it's obviously going to take precedent. But let's say that all of these games were at different times. You every single one of these games is going to be worth watching, right? I mean, obviously, like in order, I think Mexico, Czechia is going to be great. I think South Korea, South Africa is going to be good. Then I think Switzerland, Canada. Then maybe Scotland, Brazil. Then maybe Bosnia Herzegovina, Qatar. I think Morocco, Haiti is obviously the bottom of that slate. But like depending on how things have matched up in that group, I mean, you could be looking at if Morocco squeaks a win out against Brazil. What if Morocco rests their players and then Haiti's got a shot, and then Haiti's got a shot to finish in third, right? Looking at the Thursday sites, I mean, even just compare them, right? So like just compare this to the other group. I think this Thursday, is going to be just as exciting as the Wednesday before that. Right? I think obviously Tunisia, Netherlands is probably not going to be like super exciting. I think the Japan-Sweden game could be. I think Ecuador-Germany could be. Because again, if that's the opening match, maybe not as exciting. Depending on where the teams are, and with teams fighting for a third place spot, you're going to have a lot more teams going for it. And you're going to have a lot more teams that recognize, because I was chatting about this with some people today, you're going to have a lot more teams that recognize we're not getting knocked out regardless of what we do. And because the probability tree of who we might play, it becomes so much more complicated with third place teams than it did before, that you might be going, I don't even want to try to figure out if it's better for us to win the group or get second in the group, because the teams that we're going to play might be of similar caliber anyway, because it's either play a runner-up or play a third place team. And like only the third place teams are playing winners now. So like even if you get second, like you're still just playing like a runner-up somewhere or a third place team. You're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not, it's not like if you get second in the group, you got to go play somebody's winner. Like you're going to play another second place team, and the winners are playing third place teams. So now when you're looking at the schedule, you're going to have a lot more excitement in that last day, because if Germany's all the way through and they don't care if they're first or second, like what if they just rest everybody, right? What if the Netherlands does that and then all of a sudden Tunisia's got a shot at going through, right? Paraguay, Australia, depending on how they shape up, is going to be pretty close. I do think the United States group, every game is going to be really, really close. So I think all those games are going to be worth watching, right? But again, I think it's significantly better than like, look at this. Look at the last day for these groups. I don't think this is as exciting as the Wednesday and Tuesday before this, or the Thursday, Wednesday before this, right? Norway, France could be good, but against the last one, so they might just be going draw and get it over with. Senegal, Iraq, I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be Senegal. Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde. I mean, this game might be fantastic, but it also might be for absolutely nothing. Like both of these teams might be dead out of the water. The other thing is both of these teams are competing for the third place spot. So like that game in itself, just out of all the games, that game might be like one of the best games that you're going to watch in the whole tournament, solely because it's a win and in for whoever's going to make it out of the group. I think the Uruguay-Spain game, it's unfortunate that's the last one, because both of those teams might be through and they both just might not care. Egypt-Iran, that could be a very exciting match. But again, not as exciting as the Wednesday and the Thursday beforehand. I think these are just significantly better days to take off. I think this Saturday is going to be fantastic. I say that and then give it a second glance and go, I just got really excited about this Ghana game and this Colombia game. I don't think the England-Panama game is going to be much. This game could be interesting. Algeria, actually, with the exception of this Argentina game, I actually think the rest of them have a chance to be fairly close. I do think the England game is going to kind of be a blowout and the Argentina game is going to be a blowout, but I do think the rest of these games are going to be pretty close. And again, depending on the matchups, but it is a Saturday. And so, most people who are sitting here, they're probably not going to do this. So, if we go all the way back through, right, and we just sit here and think, what are the days that we're really sitting here trying to go, I don't know, what I'm going to, what I want to do, if I want to do this. I think, of course, I go back too far again. Where are we at? I think it's this Thursday. I think Thursday, June 18th, like if you're somebody who you only got 5 days off from work, right, and you were like, I'm going to take 3 of them for the World Cup, you're definitely taking this Thursday off. You just are. Then you get a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend. You can just watch a ton of games. This is definitely a day that you want to do it, and you want to take off. And then I would say the following Wednesday would certainly be another one. I am also taking off the 24th because I just think this day is just absolutely loaded as well, right? And I do think honestly the it's going to be way more exciting, and those last days, those last knockout days, way more exciting when it comes to it. If I started thinking about these knockout games, right? So it's Group A second place, Group B second place. See what I'm saying? So the winners for Group C plays second place in Group F. It depends on the group that you're in, because Group A second place is playing Group B second place, whereas Group F second place had to play a winner. Whereas Group E's winner, look at this, is playing a third place for one of these groups. So it's going to be really, really interesting, depending on the group that you're in, to be able to look ahead and go, do I want to try to win this game? Do I not want to try to win this game? And that's going to make a big difference in those final days, in that final group stage game, where everybody's trying to figure out, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? I do think that you also want to consider the days where there's 1 o'clock games, because there being 1 o'clock games makes a big difference. So, if I'm going through and going, okay, Monday's got a noon game, right? I wish it wasn't Spain, Cape Verde, because, it would make more sense to take a day off if I had a noon game. But, okay, so there's a 1 o'clock game here. Again, it's Portugal, Congo. Probably not a day I want to take off to watch that, right? Unless I wanted to make sure I could catch this England-Croatia game and be home comfortably to do this, then, maybe I am, just because I get that bonus game. I would much rather take off Thursday the 18th, though. Get my noon game here. Get a chance to watch games that I think are going to be significantly closer. I know that maybe on paper it's no, Tim, it's going to be Czechia, it's going to be Switzerland, it's going to be Canada, and it's going to be Mexico. I think there's more parity in some of these matchups than we're potentially giving them credit for. So those are my thoughts. I mean, again, it's Saturday, Sunday, and then you're getting into Monday. Not a lot here in this slot. This is a big gap between the 1 o'clock and the 5 o'clock time. Not a lot happening in this game. And then we see again at 3 o'clock. But again, we already talked about this. This is the qualifier game. So, I really think there's very few days, like 2 or 3, if any, that I'm going, I absolutely have to watch these games. So I'm going to make sure that I take off from work to make sure that those things happen, right? So, again, that's just my breakdown of it. That's just what I wanted to put out there, just to give some people kind of something different to think about. I think when you're looking at the games, those are things you have to consider. And I think one of the things that the World Cup gives us that we're not really used to is it's when you watch tournaments, it's not a lot of fun to watch the 1 seed smash the 16 seed, right? But it is a lot of fun to watch the 7 and the 9 seeds play, or the 8-9 teams play in the March Madness, because they're closer together, so the games are going to be closer. And I think that that's something that the World Cup is trying to give us by expanding, is that there's going to be more games that are unfortunately blowouts, but there's also going to be a lot more games where the teams were much closer together in FIFA rankings. And so that means that we're going to see a lot closer games and a lot better results. So those are the things that I think about when I think about the World Cup and I think about the schedule, as I start looking at it and going, what are the days that like the games are going to be crazy close, right? I mean, honestly, even Friday, June 12th, I know it's only one game, but like, Thursday, Friday, those games are very close, right? Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, Czechia. Those games are close games, right? They'd be worth watching. Canada, Bosnia Herzegovina, United States, Paraguay. Those games are going to be close. Then you're going Saturday, Sunday, the Monday slate. It looks like it's going to be all blowouts. Spain's going to blow out. Belgium's going to blow out. Uruguay should blow out. And then again, it's 9 p.m. if you're even sticking up to watch the Iran New Zealand game, right? On a Tuesday, you got France Senegal. So like that's kind of my analysis. Those are the things that I'm thinking of when I'm looking at the games. That's how I'm analyzing them. If I'm going strictly from I just want to watch the most exciting games and the closest games, right? If you're somebody who just you're from Spain and you love Spain, you want to watch Spain play, by all means, do whatever you want. Like I'm taking United States days off just because I can, right? And I'm going to watch the other games because they're there, but I'm solely committed to watching the United States play. But that's my take. That's my opinion. Those are the days that I would be taking off if I had to take off days for games and stuff like that. If I only had limited vacation time, those are the ones I'd be limiting it to. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was something different and it's something that was new. Appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't and you want to see more stuff like this, please like and subscribe in the video. We will catch you guys on the next one.